Padme Amidala, as I live and breathe. So, it's been a word around the bend has been Natalie Portman has been in talks of coming back as Padme Amidala for season 2 of Ahsoka. And I want to give you my thoughts, very briefly. But before I do, please do me a huge favor and like this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. And follow me in the links in the description below, such as my YouTube channel, Twitch, Patreon, and the links are all in the description below. Now, the last we saw of the live action Padme Amidala was technically in Tales of the Jedi not Tales of the Jedi, I'm sorry. And it was technically in Revenge of the Sith that we last saw the live action version of Padme Amidala, played by Natalie Portman. And of course, we all are fully aware, who's been probably following this or who's been like a Star Wars fan, know that the writing at that time was not all that good, and the chemistry between Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman wasn't all that good. Matter of fact, only thing at that time they really liked to be around each other because of certain issues. Not anything crazy, but it's just like not everybody needs to like each other. It's just but they was definitely were troopers and just powered through it for the job. But it didn't go, the whole chemistry wasn't like in full display. You know what I mean? But in general, people cared, the fact that, she was the right casting for the role of Padme Amidala, the mother of Luke and Leia. I mean, you see those mannerisms, especially a lot of Leia's mannerisms, you see where it stemmed from. And that's what George Lucas, in his to his credit, really showcased a lot of Leia's mannerisms through her young mother. And Natalie Portman really is a stellar actress, and she did her job. But thanks to the TV shows, really elevated her presence and her purpose in the grand scheme of the Star Wars canon. So when word got out that there's been talks for her to come back, probably through the World Between Worlds, like Anakin did, or through probably some flashbacks, it's exciting because it's a lot of characters who probably did not really get the chance to really shine in the prequels that probably should have gotten the shine at the time, but because the writing wasn't there and some of the acting was kind of stiff because of the direction, let's be honest. Because like with a lot of the Twilight actors, we see them act in other stuff and see them bring out some great performances. And now we have like a big understanding. Our brains is kind of switching up. It's like, oh, they don't actually suck. The directing was crap. Because they're great in these other things since then. So there has to be, the fault doesn't lie at their feet, turns out. But during the period of when the prequels were showing in theaters, or at least a little bit after when they left the theaters and prior to the TV show coming out, we had this warped sense of like, no, these guys were crap. And we didn't care to see them in anything else. And we talk a lot of mad crap about them. But now we have like a better understanding and better appreciation. Same way with the guy who was Jar Jar Binks, and he got, his chance to shine in Mandalorian in a flashback. And it's like, a lot of these actors is getting like a fair shake because they didn't previously. Hayden Christensen's so beloved right now, and like despite how you feel about the Kenobi series or Ahsoka, when people saw him, sure, it's like jangling keys. Let's be real, but for the most part, you know, it's good to see them and actually see them really strut their stuff under better instructions. Because, like, honestly, sure, it's jangling keys, but I love that scene with Ahsoka, with Anakin giving her final training. God, I love that. And just like, I gotta teach you your final lesson that I never got the chance to do, like any master with an apprentice needs to do at some point. Give you your final lesson. And his was two choices: live or die. And just seeing him just like full Anakin mode, unrestrained, without all that robotic stuff, it's like, and she trying to fight back because, you know, he's the chosen one and he's the best to ever done it. It's like literally one of the best Jedi there, who probably, you know, only have been surpassed would have been like, probably could easily, you know, rival Mace Windu and in like a legit fair fight, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and probably only gets beaten by Yoda. But he's up that upper echelon in terms of skill over the years. And now seeing that, you know, fighting with Ahsoka, it gave me goosebumps, man. It was fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun. Things around it I didn't care for so much, because like with the Kenobi series, Anakin and Ahsoka in the Ahsoka show, that should have been the main focus, and instead of this, you know, Rebels 2.0 that they trying to like shove in there. I didn't care, honestly. I'm not the biggest fan of the Rebels show, to be frank. There's parts of stuff that I did like about it, but you know, it isn't the same as like the Clone Wars series. And with the Kenobi series, if it was just because they kind of sold us on it, if it was just been like, you know, Obi-Wan on Tatooine being a recluse, kind of, you know, feeling bad about what happened and, you know, suffering from PTSD, and then, you know, doing this whole rematch with him and Vader, it's like it could have been better handled. Instead of, we got to follow this Inquisitor lady who honestly was a big tryhard and nobody really cared about. And then the little Ahsoka, it seems like they want to make an Ahsoka show, but they probably wouldn't have, you know, got that greenlit. So she kind of was shoved in here, and it's like, you know, in any other context, I'm pretty sure people would have been like all on board to have like a little Ahsoka show akin to like what the Skeleton Crew gave us, because she was like a good actress. She was fun to watch for the most part, but it's like she did not fit in here because he kind of took over the entire show. It wasn't about her, to be honest with you. It was supposed to be about these two, master and apprentice, you know, a rematch of the century kind of situation. But now, that, you know, all these other people got their chance to come back and really strut their stuff as these legendary characters. Now is Natalie Portman's turn, as in a sense. It's like coming back as Padme and really give us an impressive performance, because she's like, I'm pretty sure she's like an Oscar, Emmy, winner. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah. She won an Academy Award for Best Actress in Black Swan, a Golden Globe for Black Swan, another Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actress in The Closer. So yeah, she's a Golden Globe winner. So she, you know, So she knows her stuff, so she can churn out an impressive performance. And we didn't really see that happen because those things she won awards for didn't come out until after the prequels have already shown. But you can see like, oh, she is a kick-ass actress that Lucas didn't really like pull that out of her when he was directing her in the prequels. But now, when she can run it back, I'm pretty sure she was like, just like with Hayden Christensen or the actor Ahmed Best. We got to see like some real serious stuff. And matter of fact, I think Ewan McGregor's coming back, probably as a Force ghost, most likely in Ahsoka as well. Most people really want to see if you bring in all three of them back for this show. We need to have them all together. Padme, Anakin, Obi-Wan. Just sitting with Ahsoka, who's pretty much like from this team. Let's be honest, there kind of was like a team in a sense, and she's like the last survivor outside of maybe C-3PO and R2-D2 and Jar Jar Binks, but no one really want to see Jar Jar Binks. Let's be honest with you. But just to see these guys together again, it will bring a tear to a lot of people's eyes. Some might be fake shows, but legit, honest, good people, good faith people who enjoy Star Wars, but still challenge the bad stuff and voice their honest opinions about that stuff, can still get a kick out of this, but it has to be done right. It can't be, at least not that gimmicky. We know it's probably going to happen, but they really got, whoever's the showrunner is with Ahsoka, they got to learn the lessons and the criticism that came in season 1 and really make sure there's some focus, because there was whiplash going back and forth with what's going on with Sabine and all this other stuff from these rebel characters from the show, and it's like I don't know. They gotta balance this out properly, but it's not the rebel show. It's a show primarily the focus should be on Ahsoka and what she got going on, and she's starting to come out of her trauma a bit, because after the whole situation with Anakin falling to the dark side and the galactic rise and then the fall, then meeting Luke, and then going to the world between worlds so she can overcome all that grief and mental issues so she can be a better mentor to her own apprentice, and this time do better with Sabine. Not like she was terrible. It's not the worst most of us seen, but it could have been handled a whole lot better. And with Ezra, who's pretty much being treated, let's be honest, he was pretty much like the Aladdin of Star Wars, pretty much. But the whole, I don't need a lightsaber, I got this. And it's like, pick up your goddamn lightsaber, you idiot. And just like handle it better. It's one of, there's parts of, it's not like these characters are bad, inherently bad. It's just like, they got to be done better than we've seen so far in the Ahsoka show, at least. But the Ahsoka has to be the primary focus. All the while I was seeing season 1, my only interest is in what Ahsoka was doing in the world between worlds. Everything else seems like an after, or at least to me, an afterthought. I didn't care. I say 80% or 85% of the focus should be on her. If you want me to give it like a range, not like the other two should be just cast off because it's too late for that. But if there was a different show where the rebels were the primary focus, then I'll be all for that. These rebel characters coming back together again, all this other stuff. If if it was a show just about them, yeah, I'll be all for that. And shoving shoehorning in somebody else from a different show into it, i.e., Book of Boba Fett kind of situation, then I'll be giving those exact same complaints, because if I'm watching a show that's supposed to be about these rebel characters coming back again together again, I don't need Din Djarin or Grogu showing up out of the blue and taking over essentially, and taking away the focus. I'll be a little bit upset. So, this is my opinion. But going back to Natalie Portman, I'm looking forward to this. Award-winning actress. Always giving incredible performances that we've seen her in. But now, if this is true, and let's be honest, there's a likelihood she'll say yes, especially after seeing her fellow castmates again, better recognition now than they were back then. But I'm pretty sure her relationship with Hayden Christensen has probably long since been met, and they probably get along. Because when I see those press tours between Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen leading up to the Kenobi series, it was fun. Like two old buddies coming back together again. And if you look it up, it's pretty fun. It's like, yeah, there's two old buds that they're colleagues, and like coming back after all this time and just like chewing the fat. And it doesn't feel so manufactured. It's like, yeah, like we're bringing in on Hot Ones, or like doing these like GQ questions or wire questions from the internet, and it's like, was Hayden Christensen football player? Oh yes, I was back then. I played this and the other, and just things like that. Sure, he wasn't a football player, but I'm just saying, I'm just using an example. It's just like, yeah, those genuine moments like that, in sure like a secure location, but just allowing them to be themselves in these kind of secured, controlled locations. And I want that for Natalie Portman. And just imagine Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor and Rosario Dawson on Hot Ones together, answering these questions, or going on wire answering internet questions or something like that, and just seeing the chemistry and camaraderie of these old colleagues and past friends, or even if they had beef before, kind of gotten over that, similar to how Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes long since gone over their beef from Blade 3, but now working together, chewing the fat, sharing hugs on the stage, and poking fun at each other for that, for what happened in the past, but having like a good laugh. And it just, I want to see that. And yeah, that's just my quick take, because like I'm really excited for this. I really want to see Natalie Portman as reprising her role as Padme. And I don't need her to see her wield a lightsaber or a blaster, but I just maybe it'll have like a little old flashback of her fighting, with a blaster and all this other stuff from the Clone Wars era. But it doesn't have to be. You can just, Ahsoka going through a meditative state, and then her just having like a sit down with her Force ghosts. Even though she's probably, have been like, she's not Force user, but I don't know. You can let that one slide and just allow, because you did that with Harrison Ford's Han Solo is coming as like a Force ghost to Kylo Ren. You can definitely allow Padme to do it. Just to see all those people together again. This is in one scene. That'd be dope. Sure, to some people it might be jangling keys, but it's one that I can at least live with, because who knows when the next time we actually get to see this ever again. Similar to like Spider-Man No Way Home. It's like we have a rare occasion that we'll never get again to see 3 different Spider-Man actors in one scene. Or at least sharing several scenes together. Probably will be repeated, because you never know what the future might bring. Somebody might have like an aneurysm, or gone into some kind of car accident. You don't know, whatever. It's just like, we're not long for this world, and we gotta use the time preciously. And since we have all these genuine people, because like, we lost like the old guard, like Carrie Fisher and guy who played Chewbacca, and it's just a lot of people. Now we just got Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill, and I think only one other person from the old guard still around. Now we got a different old guard that still around, but we got a rare chance to utilize them, but it just has to be handled organically and not shoehorned in. That's the critical thing. It has to be handled properly. And given how Lucasfilm's been handling things, it's very iffy. You got to get it, like, whoever showrunner this is has to be mindful, if you borrow a Star Wars phrase, be mindful, understand what the fans want, and don't make this cheap. Not in terms of financial stuff, but just don't cheapen the moment. That's all I gotta say. But anyway, what do you guys think? Are you excited to see Natalie Portman come back? Because it's just for the time being of this recording. It just talks. But let's be real. Giving her enough money, and given the fact that it's a different landscape than it was back during the prequel era when she was in these movies, there is a good, strong possibility of her saying yes. Strong possibility of this happening, because they haven't really started shooting Ahsoka season 2 just yet. So that's why they're still talking with her now, just to make sure she sealed the deal so we can get her into a couple of episodes. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys later. Peace.